Okay, this is Matt. We're here with just for fun, playing Tron Control, and Pauper. Uh, we're gonna play one match tonight. My voice sounds different because I'm standing for this match. This is not. I mean, we've got full Tron, so I'm not gonna mulligan, but we have zero action. We can run the draw. I don't mind this. Um, Yeah, but I'm gonna try standing as per Travis Wu. In order to take some pressure off of our organs. Also, my legs and my back have been hurting from sitting lately in this chair. I have a terrible. I'm sitting at my dining room table when I record these in a hard wooden chair, and it's just not supportive. Um, so might need like a nice office chair. That'll definitely help with the recording of these videos. I'm pulling it on some kind of Simic deck here. Maybe Simic Flash is a thing. Okay, gonna just play out our pieces and our eggs here. No need to crack them at this point. We're just establishing just a pretty ridiculous setup here. We're gonna have 7 mana on turn 3 and maybe draw a couple cards. He possibly has counter magic up though. Maybe don't want to just run out Marauder just yet. Try just playing an Oracle first. Just to see if it sticks. And see what we're up against here. Maybe beat a counter. No counter there. Interesting. What do we want here? Do we want a map? Yeah, we want a map. Which I'm interested in casting and activating. To grab a grotto so we have our fixing. It's tempting to see all these things, Marauder being out, but I don't feel like it's fully necessary. Okay, cycling Crows and Tusker. Could be up against blue-green flash control, or there's a bug control deck that's just really sick that I can't find the freaking deck list for, but could be, could be. I'm not looking fast enough, or I'm using way too much time here. Grotto. And let's fast turn here. Yeah, I know Moto things. Don't remember how to shut that off. I guess I gotta go in settings. Okay. Probably just land and Drago, playing Drago dot deck. See? Yep. Scaring me. It's working. He's bluffed me out of, into thinking he's got mad counterspell action. So, let's just attack with the Oracle here. See if we can get him to play like a flash shot. Maybe see our guy and then use his mana. No, nothing doing there. Okay, so let's play another Oracle. We're in no rush, being the control deck that we are. Thunder, yeah, buddy. He'll be thunderstruck. Okay, and yeah, just say go. Don't have a land we want to sack at this point. Don't really want to evoke our Muldrifter, want to cast it. Power on the board, okay. Opponent's playing something. What's all the build up here? Okay, he's hard casting Muldrifter. This is very good for us because we can either stick our Marauder or Thunder his Muldrifter, or just cast our own Muldrifter. Only many cards. Had to filter out an island there. Okay. Um, how many mana do we have? 9. So Marauder. Um, do we want to sack our star? I don't think we want to sack the star yet. Play and sack map. Always yes. Always yield. A bunch of life. And what do we want to grab here? Not sure if any of these are going to be terribly effective. Don't know what kind of removal you have. Um, let's just grab. I don't know. Why don't we grab something that taps for 3? That seems like it's always pretty decent. Okay. Let's talk with our oracles here. Block 1. Not really caring about that. Just solve them up here. Maybe we can get enough mana to like rolling thunder him out if he taps out again. That would be fun. Ponder, that's a good card. Yeah, lots of powerful cards available for a big endorsement of the format. Things you can't play in modern. Talking about formats, Pauper, I just love it. It's a very deep format. There's like 5,000 plus cards, and a lot of creativity in the decks. A lot of people playing Gold Brews. There's not just a set 5-10 decks. There's at least 25 pure one-ish decks out there. So um, okay, this guy is just drawing and drawing. Is this some kind of bad version of my Turbo Fog deck, or is this is just blue green control? Um, Elsewhere Flask. Okay, that's a thing. Maybe he's blue green control and he's playing Marauders too. Not sure. He's attacking there. I would really. I mean, that really seems like he's playing Fog to me. Um, but I'm not terribly worried about Fog when I can Rolling Thunder him for an infinite, not infinite, but at least the national debt. If he's not fogging, then he's in big trouble. 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Not enough. We're short by 1. How sad. How sad for us. First world Magic problems. This egg for our second red source. Maybe I should have another red source in the deck just for Rolling Thunder rather than having all these other weird random lands. So that's a point that could be made. It really doesn't matter here. I'm gonna grab another tower because I'm greedy. And let's just pass turn. He's got a full hand here. He could very well counter my Rolling Thunder, but last turn he didn't keep counter magic up. So maybe he thinks there's nothing he needs to counter. see what happens here and base our decision on that. He should have updated his blue-green lands to those Khan's Gain Life lands. Those would be good in his deck rather than the Guild Gate. Or maybe in addition to the Guild Gate. Okay, plays another Muldrifter. Opponent's not hurting on cards either. In fact, he's drawn more than we have technically this game. Although it still feels like we're pretty far ahead. Only left one life up. So I'm going to just take that as an indication that he wants to die a fiery, thundery death. Okay, so 13. Okay. Eat it. Eat it. Bam. The game has ended. In glorious, thundery fashion. Okay. Let's take a look at our sideboard here. Is there anything really we want to do? Don't think so. I think against a blue-green control deck, we're just going to go over the top of him. I don't really see any great need to sideboard at this point. He's possibly playing Marauders. That would explain the Elsewhere Flask. But again, I didn't see them, so I'm not about to just board into Doomblades that are kind of worse answers for what we've seen so far. So I'm not like, I don't know his deck up and down in order to, guess or metagame him. So I'm just gonna like let it ride and see what goes on. That's another thing to be said about playing tournaments and tournament quality decks, and just playing competitive Magic is that in some ways it's easier than playing in the casual room because you know what you're up against and you can kind of like Google deck lists and see what your opponent's doing. You can kind of have an idea of how they're going to sideboard. You can kind of have an idea of what's good and what's bad. But when you're playing random decks like this, there's just none of that. You can only base it on what you've witnessed. This hand sucks. We can't cast our 2 spells, and yeah, we have no fixing, no draws. Yeah, this is a bad hand. And that's a hand that's really tempting to keep because we have everything, but we have no land. Oh god, we're just getting crushed by Shuffler here. There's probably maybe I guess I could have kept that first hand, but I doubt it. There's a extremely low percentage that we're going to win this one. So, but we've been lucky so far tonight in our draws. Now, turn 2 question: do we fetch for another Tron land, or do we get our Grotto? I think we get a Grotto because we only have 1. It's not like we're completing the Tron. And the deck can still win without that, but it's unlikely that you don't get it at some point, but you don't need to get it by turn 3 or 4 or anything like that for the deck to be viable. Preordained. Opponent just slamming all the powerful blue cards in his deck. I like opponent's deck, just not sure what his endgame plan is. And there is a better version of his deck to be had. I'm not saying that he did anything wrong, but I'm going to build something similar to that. I'm feeling inspired by our opponent here, and want to build a blue-green flash deck that's just all counters and and then there's some ways to end that game. What are we going to get? We're going to get Grotto. So we've already, ensured that we're hitting our drop with that. If we, so we could either condescend something potentially or firebolt something potentially. So we have time here. Opponent did not present a fast clock in the first game, so I'm not really worried about dying while I'm waiting to draw it into lands here. So this was a mull to 5, right? So it would be pretty impressive if we can pull this off. We're playing an insanely powerful deck, as you've witnessed so far. Hopefully you agree with my vision of that. Okay. And we luck into another map. Do I play that or do I just keep up condescend? I'm of the mind to just play this while the getting's good and pass right now. Technically, I could condescend for 0 to get the scry. That's the thing. That's the thing that you can do. Okay, so we wouldn't have been able to counter that anyway. Not terribly worried about mulch. It's a nice selection spell. And let's make sure we don't F6 here because we want to do that. Okay. For Flask. Let's grab a tower. We're sculpting our mana here. We're doing it the hard way, but here I think we evoke a Mole Drifter. Dig a little bit, hopefully complete our Tron if we're lucky, or let's get draw into more draw or fixing some eggs, another land. Okay, and yep, that worked out in our favor. We can map and activate map next turn. We can do a lot of things. We have a lot of options. The West has gone so far. Opponent's probably just casting a Mole Drifter here. And, opponent's got a lot of powerful cards, but, that's not really a way to beat my deck. He's going to have to advantage me a little more than that. Okay, so let's plan this. Have that for Chromatic Star. Drifter. And just like that, right back in the game. Okay, let's see what our opponent has to say about that. Anything? Okay. See Beyond, okay. It's a decent card. Not sure that I would play that. I think there's better options. But he's just playing all the card draw spells in the world. His deck used Treasure Cruise, that would be good. But maybe he has too much draw and not enough doing something. Not sure what the point of those flasks are. Maybe there's some kind of plan involved here, but I'm not seeing it at the moment. Fog him, in case he's up to something with the graveyard. That'd be a nice reprint in Standard, right? Okay, here could very well have counterspell up, but I can condescend it. So let's cast Muldrifter. No. If he counters it, that would be actually really great for us because we can condescend and then scry before we draw. Do we keep up condescend for one? Not really. Let's or two. Excuse me. Let's prism. And now we can say go. And in a pinch here, we can crop rotation, fog into tower, and condescend for two. I want to try to play something big. He's invoking a Muldrifter. Okay. He's drawn a lot of cards. He's definitely outdrawn us, which is surprising. But not sure what good it's done him. Because his deck is really low on action. So, I mean, I understand that that's how a lot of control decks work, but it's a little more than how I would play it. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, like he takes another turn to do effectively nothing. Now we have a creature a threat on the board. I mean, he knows about Rolling Thunder. So, he has to have that in the back of his mind. So this is not just a 10-turn clock. This Muldrifter. It's a little better than that. Okay, so I'm just gonna. Oh, wait, I can. Oh, yeah. Forgot I had one in the yard already. Let's Fengraph. Get back our other Muldrifter. Cast that. Put another guy into play here. Speed up our clock. Counterspell. Insane value out of our condescend here. Getting to counter the opponent's counterspell, keep our Muldrifter into play, and then scry 2, draw 2. So we can go bottom, bottom, to get rid of those. Flyer, draw 2. I mean, it's not even like the only answer I can think of for this to at least stall in blue is echoing truth, but that's not really what you want to do to Muldrifters, right? Now we've got a second Rolling Thunder. If opponent taps out, it's night for opponent right now. But opponent got 7 cards, plenty of land out. Probably got some counter spells here, so we can just play it safe. As far as I can think think of. There's not any man lands in Pauper. One of those would be very, very good in the stack as another threat that is tutorable. But, you know, I haven't had any trouble finding ways to end the game so far, right? Okay, so we can, you know, potentially start burning our opponent to the face here to speed up our kill, but not sure we need to. You know, with 6 card, lots of blue mana up, you know, no reason to just do that right now. No reason. I mean, once we get them a little lower, we can just start throwing them out there because who cares? Okay, he's gonna cast a Muldrifter here, so that's another reason we saved our Firebolt, right? Okay. Another one of those flasks. I guess he's just using that as a settler, but there's way better ways to do that in blue. He's got Ponders and Preordains, but he should be playing Brainstorm. He should be playing Evolving Wilds. I mean, yeah, we'll get around to building a better version of that deck. A different version. I shouldn't keep saying that. I mean, that's my opinion, right? He's got 1 land, so he's dead here. Unless I'm missing something, let's just burn him out. I've had enough. I'm ready to call it quit of the night and go hang out with my wife. So let's kill this guy. We have enough. We don't have enough. Well, we sort of have enough, right? We can. We can do that. Okay, yeah, we have enough. That's game. Okay, so you can. There's our. That's how we're gonna end it for our TronTrol matchups. Um, Pretty sweet deck in my opinion. Love playing it. Had a lot of fun. Hope you guys had fun too. Let me know what you think in the comments. You know, a lot of suggestions for what else we could be doing with it, but pretty powerful, fairly adaptable. Um, you know, pretty proud of this one. All right, see you later.